A reading from the book of Deuteronomy. Moses spoke to the whole people of Israel, saying, "See, I have set before you today life and prosperity, death and adversity. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I am commanding you today, by loving the Lord your God, walking in his ways, and observing his commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away and you do not hear, but are led astray to bow down to other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curses. Choose life so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying him, and holding fast to him. For that means life to you and length of days, so that you may live in the land that the Lord swore to give to your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob." The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Happy are they who hope in the Lord. Happy are those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or take the path that sinners tread, or sit in the seat of scoffers. But their delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law they meditate day and night. Happy are they who hope in the Lord. They are like trees planted by streams of water, which yield their fruit in its season, and their leaves do not wither. In all that they do, they prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. The Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus spoke to his disciples and sternly ordered them not to tell anyone. The Son of Man must undergo great suffering and be rejected by the elders, chief priests, and scribes, and be killed, and on the third day be raised. Then he said to them all, "If any want to become my followers, let them deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will save it. What does it profit them if they gain the whole world, but lose or forfeit themselves?" The Gospel of the Lord. Well, both our first reading and our gospel today talk about life and what it means and how to live it. Our gospel passage, pericope as the scholars like to call it, follows immediately after the profession of faith. Jesus asks, "Who do people say that I am?" And we get all these different answers, and then we discover that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God. And then he sternly orders them not to tell anyone. And then we soon hear the reason why, because he must undergo great suffering, be killed, and on the third day be raised. In other words, he is the Christ, he is the anointed one, the one whom Israel has been waiting for, but he has not come in the way that their human understanding and expectations prepared them for. He has not come as a victorious king. He's come as a suffering Savior, so do not tell anyone. But then he shares with his disciples, with us, something, the pearl of great price, really, if truth be told. If any want to become my followers, let them deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will save it. Pearl of great price. This is the truth, and this is a truth which we're asked to contemplate over the course of the 40 days of this great season of Lent. And obviously it's true in a certain sense, literally. It has been true in the life of the church throughout the ages, and it continues to be true today. But for most of us in this place at this time, it perhaps seems unlikely that we will lose our life for the sake of the gospel. Of course, there are many other analogous meanings to the literal meaning, which is certainly true and quite possible, but not necessarily enter into your daily life and mine. And I think those other meanings of this teaching of Jesus, this pearl of great price that he shares with us, the other meanings pivot on what we mean when we say life. When I say my life, what am I talking about when I say my life? Typically for you and for me, we're talking about the things that we do. We're talking about the people who are part of our life, the people whom we love and who love us, the people with whom we may have a passing acquaintance, people with whom we work, people with whom we spend time, people even perhaps in the parish who are part of my life. And some of these things are very good, some of them are good, some of them are not so good. They're all part of my life. But if this is how I define my life, I will inevitably lose it. I mean, we know this already. We all know that we're going to die. Everything that's part of our life now, everything that's part of such a definition of life, will pass away. The bricks and mortar of this church will one day be gone. We will certainly be gone from this earth in any event. And so if this is life, if this is what we desire to save, well, of course, we will lose it. So we need to make all those things relative in our lives, relative to our relationship with the Lord, relative to our relationship with the one who created us, the one who came among us and offered his life for our salvation. It's an obvious truth, but it's one that's worth reflecting on in the course of your daily life and mine. We are indeed called to martyrdom, we're called to witness to Christ, but the fact that we're, practically speaking, less likely to need to offer our life literally in a particular moment means that we can sometimes lose a sense of the importance of this teaching for us. As the first reading said, as God commanded Israel through Moses, choose life, the true life, the real life, life in relationship with the Holy Trinity, life in relationship with Jesus Christ.